What's up everyone, and welcome to another reaction video for today. And I am here to take a look at the first look at a couple new characters in the live action version of the Avatar: The Last Airbender anime series, of course. This, or I guess, would you consider anime? I don't know, most people call it anime, so I just say. This is, of course, Uncle Iroh, got Azula. I never know if I'm pronouncing her name right. I should mention, I've only watched the first season or book, whatever you want. Back when it was first airing too, so it's been a long time. Like when it was first airing, I watched it, and then just like I don't know what happened. I guess just season 2, I didn't know it was airing or something like that. I loved season 1. I remember loving it, and then when season 2 rolled by. It might have just been one of those things where I just didn't know what was going on, because back then it was a little hard to, you know, I was still pretty young, so I don't know. It was hard to, know exactly when things were coming out. I don't know. Anyway, so let's get to it. That was like, I want to say it's not the early days of the internet, but it was the early days of the internet for me. Like I had a computer, I think, but it was still like a thing I didn't use a lot, Now I'm on it all the time because I have no life. Anyway, let's get to it. Let's check this out. Uncle Iroh, Azula, I think, yeah, well, let's just go down. Let's go. All right, so here we go. Pictures. Is there anything? Wait, hold on. Let me make sure there's nothing else. Okay, there's nothing else. All right, pictures, baby. Pictures. All right, can I make this big? Yeah. Yeah, that's good enough. All right, so we already saw this. We already saw Aang, or Ong, if you're M. Night. Okay, Katara, Ahsoka, Zuko, we've seen already. Oh, I don't think we've seen him without the helmet. I remember seeing this picture. At least I think so. Yeah, Scar. Scar looks better than in the movie. That's for sure. It looks more like the Scar that I know of, at least. And he obviously has the hair. He actually looks like the character. Oh, look, all these characters look like the characters in some form. That's weird. Huh. It's almost like that's what the fuck I should have done to begin with. All right, next. Oh, all right. I do know Uncle Iroh. Shout outs to Mako. I've heard it pronounced both ways. I'll say Mako, though. That's what I always said. Shout outs. He voiced him. Of course, he also voiced my boy Aku. He was also in Conan the Barbarian. But he's been in a lot of stuff. Anyway, that's not him. He passed away. He was voiceover. I'm sure everybody knows that. But this guy looks familiar. I'm not 100% sure who he is, the actor, but yeah, he looks pretty good. He's got the hair. He's got like a gentle face too, which I think is probably good. I actually kind of like the actor that played him in The Last Airbender. He was, again, nothing. He looked nothing like the character, but I want to say that was the guy that was in Iron Man 1 also. The shit, I forgot his name. The one in the cave. His friend that helped him. I want to say it was the same actor. Anyway, I remember going like, everything about this movie sucks, but you know what? That guy's pretty good. I like that guy who played Uncle Iroh. Anyway, next. All right, here's Azula. Okay. All right. I always thought like, I always thought she was like, she looks really young here. Maybe, I don't know, maybe I'm wrong. Just the way she was drawn in the show made her look older. Again, I'm going by fading memories here. So like, when did it air? 2005? Let's say 2006 was the last time I watched it, because it was how many episodes, and maybe it aired like later in the year. I don't know. I might have rewatched it here and there as it reran before season 2 came out. But all right, yeah, costume design looks pretty good. I will say I think everything looks a little too clean. I think I said the same thing for. Yeah, I'm like 90% sure I did. Like he's no, it looks a little too clean, I think. You know what I mean? Like everything looks too clean. Like I don't know. Yeah, his definitely looks a little too clean. I get it. The cartoon, there's limitations. You can't just have every instance everybody's clothes being a little dirty because, it's a freaking cartoon. But here you could totally do that and make it look a little scruffier. I think everything just looks like it was just stitched. You know what I mean? Like, I don't know. That looks pretty good, though. That looks good, too. Is that fucking, yeah, Daniel Day Kim. I didn't know he was playing, Lord, Oza? Was it? Yeah, that sounds right. I'm just going by what I remember. I think, yeah. Did I say it's like so small on my screen? Whatever. Fire Lord, man. Anyway, yeah, that's Daniel Day Kim. That's great. Yeah, it does say that. I was making sure. I saw Daniel and Emil. I was like, I'm right. Could be anybody else. But yeah, all right, that's a good choice. Johnny Gat as the I guess the main villain. I guess kind of. And oh, this is the general. What's his name? Oh, Commander. Excuse me, Commander Zhao. Okay. Ken Leon. Okay. Oh, from Old. The amazing actor from Old. He was in a bunch of stuff. He actually is a good actor. He was in The Sopranos. I was surprised when he showed up in The Sopranos. He actually played one of my favorite like smaller characters in it. And that's it. Okay, so yeah, the costuming looks really good, and I'm gonna assume very accurate. I just wish it was a little bit less clean. I don't know. It makes sense. He's presents himself. I'm assuming as like look at that map. That map looks raggedy. So it actually makes sense for him. Maybe even makes sense for Commander Zhao, but and maybe even her. But like I feel like everybody else, like especially when they're out all the time, Katara and Sokka. I feel like their clothes should be a little bit. I don't know. Even like covered in snow would have made sense. And I don't know. Am I the only one? I feel like his like it looks just way. It looks like cosplay. It doesn't look bad. It's like a really good cosplay, but that boy's got the thickest eyebrows. I could just be thinking that because he has no hair, but he's got Lily Collins eyebrows going on. Anyway, look up Lily Collins. She has big eyebrows. Not a bad way. I'm just saying. Ain't your fault if you have big eyebrows. I'm just saying. I'm just pointing out the fact you do. All right. So yeah. I don't know. Again, I figured I'd take a look. I'm not the biggest Avatar guy, obviously, but I haven't watched it. I'm sure after I do watch, I'll be like, because I know it's gonna be amazing. I remember really liking the first season. I remember very few things. I remember Aang's old friend with the cabbages episode. I want to say I remember how it ends with the girl that Sokka. I heard it pronounced both ways. So I don't know. I'll say Sokka though. That's how I said it. I'm pretty sure that's how they say it in the show. Maybe they say Sokka. I don't. Now I remember. I don't want to spoil it. Just kidding. I don't know why I'm like I don't want to spoil it, but we all know what happens at the end. I could be though also just remembering most of the movie, which I don't think so. Toph doesn't show up until season 2, right? Or is she like right at the end of season 1? I must have watched a little bit of season 1 or season 2 because I do remember at least a little bit of Toph. And who's the one kid that is always like hanging around? He's like, I have like the briefest memory of like one guy showing up. He's kind of arrogant. He's on a tree. He has like one of those like things in his mouth, like like a piece of hay or whatever. Who am I thinking of? He's a kid, probably around the same age as everybody else. Maybe Sokka's age, Sokka. Anyway, I remember that character, and I don't know. Fuck it. Anyway, there you go. That's it. Hope you enjoyed the next time. I'll see you guys later. Goodbye.